really well. So now we have the first segment of our thing. I might scale this one down a bit. And now we're going to do the next one. So it's pretty easy.
Okay.
We're going to extrude this segment here, scale it a bit, and then we're going to go E to extrude, S to scale it up. Up, and then E to extrude, S to scale, and let's just move it like so. And let's do the same thing here. We're going to go E to extrude. Let's move it here, rotate it, S to scale it a bit, and let's extrude it, scale it up a bit, and then extrude it. And this is really simple to do. So we're going to go something like that, but that's not going to. Let's extrude that. We're going to start by going a nice S to scale the thumb there as well. And you can see here, we now pretty much have a hand. We have the main. I'm going to go E to.
morning.
Good morning.
We have a good prayer program about church
Okay.
today.
Okay.
So get ready and take bath and everything.
Okay.
Abraham,
Hmm.
you did the dishwasher yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
What is this? Come here. You can't do things like this. It has to be against the brush. That's what I think you scrub it. Otherwise, what happens is the water just so it doesn't scrub this and when it dries it hardens. So how many dusters here have all these marks now? Now what is this? Can you go daddy's door please? No, it is a little open, you can hear us go. Now today is Good Friday, or just eat pizza in the afternoon, don't eat anything now, just fast a little bit. Just fast a little bit today. Because it's Good Friday. Today Jesus is supposed to have been killed. That's fine.
To extrude, we're going to extrude the first segment. And let's first of all go to our right orthographic view and then go S, Y, flatten it a little bit so we don't have too big of a finger. So let's move it out a bit. So now we have that. Let's go back into our front. Let's select this face now and go E to extrude. Let's do the same thing and let's go to our right view, S, Y, flatten it and move it back a bit. And we're going to do the same to all of these. We're going to select this one, might rotate it a bit and scale it on the X, and then go E to extrude. Let's actually move this one and then R to do. So we're going to go we're going to do the same here and just move them down a little. Here at thumb. Let's grab that. That same kind of deal, just going to do it a little bit differently. We're going to start by going E to extrude, and you might think we're going to extrude this way, but that's not going to work topologically. So we're going to bring this face out, we're going to rotate it like so, and then S, Z, and flatten it. And now that actually gives us space over SZ and so we're going to bring this face out and rotate it like so, and then SZ and flatten it, and now that actually gives us a face over here like so, and then SZ and flatten it. And now that actually gives us a face over here that we can grab. And in fact, let's just grab these verts here and just move them down a little bit. Now we have a nice face to grab here. We can extrude this and let's just go S scale that. Maybe move it back a bit. Move it over here, and then E to extrude as to scale. And then E to extrude as to scale. Let's just come in here, Control R, add in a loop, left click once, slide it up, and S to scale. And that looks a little bit more natural. So now we have the thumb there as well. And you can see here, we now pretty much have a hand. We have the main topology in place. But what we're going to do now is we're going to just disable the X-ray over here. We're going to come over here, Control R, left click twice to add in the loop. And let's come over here and just select these bottom faces. And let's go X and delete those faces. And then we're going to go over here to our edge select, Shift, Alt, left click to select these. In our front view, we're just going to go E to extrude and then rotate them a bit. Now we have a wrist. Now at this point, it might look like it's still quite rough, and that's because it is. But what we're going to do, we're now going to press A to select everything. We're going to go to our smooth tool, and now we're going to drag this little gizmo, and here's where our hand really starts to look a little bit more natural. And at this point, it looks okay from the front, but we really want to go to the right side now. We want to select our vertex option, and at this point, we're going to select the inside verts here. And in our right view, let's enable our proportional editing.
Yeah.
When you get a chance, can you do me a favor? Are you working hard right now?
I'm working right now, but
Okay, finish your work. You have to make the changes and send the videos to both of us, to me and Mr. John.
oh, okay.
And then please make the changes. We need that. The hose is there. Can you actually clean the cars? Especially your mommy's car. It's got a lot of the dot on it. Huh? No, I'm saying after he finishes cleaning.
Okay.
Okay. After you, like, you know, when you
Now let's
like
go G,
watching something
let's just
like
move it back, and let's make kind of like a
that. Alright,
cavity here
you
to
tell
the
me in the afternoon I will also come. Adira, what happened? Adira, come here.
right view. Let's
Come
enable
here.
our proportional editing,
Come here. Adira,
and let's go G,
come
let's
here.
just move it back.
Adira, come here. Adira, first come here. First come here. First come here. No, no, first come here. First come here. Sit, sit, sit. Good, good. Now, you have to listen, okay? Listen.
12 o'clock is the station on the cross. Are you going?
12 o'clock I have a interview. Actually, I'm interviewing great. Let me see.
And let's make kind of like a cavity here to the hand. And let's just also select these verts here, and let's just bring them in a little bit, just to round things out. And that is probably the quickest way just to round things out. Select these verts here, and let's just bring them in a little bit, just
Anyway, so I take the boy and go in 12 o'clock, and then there is a service at 7 o'clock. And then
3 o'clock or 7 o'clock?
now the station on the cross is at 12. If George come back and you go to him, then there is tea there in the white cup. You can have the tea.
Are you going to finish your food? Is that important for you? Well,
So 12 o'clock is service, sorry, 12 o'clock is station on the cross, 3 o'clock and 7 o'clock is service. That is the
Cool.
everything.
Cool.
So
I didn't know.
Right, yeah. Because last time I think it was I have also.
Yeah, at least 3 o'clock को लेकिन किसी दिन कार लेकर सीन बनाऊंगा मैं। तुम सैलेड तुम बनाने वाले हो क्या?
हाँ, I will.
There's pizza for lunch. The boys can have it sometime if you want fast methods. No.
To round things out. And that is probably the quickest way you can make some hand topology. Now at this point you could go add in more topology, so Control R over here, left click. You could come in here, Control R, slide it down, scale it a little bit. This is all just part of the process. You can slide one in here, Control R, left click once, slide it, S to scale. And the more time you spend with it, the better it'll look. Now, this technique will kind of get you the base for your hand. And that is the main thing I wanted to get across in this tutorial, how to use this technique. I actually made a tutorial like this before. It's one of my most popular tutorials ever. It was very well received, so I hope this one would be too. And let's, just to make this look even bit cooler, let's tab back out. Let's go to our modifier. So let's just give this a subdivision surface modifier. Right click and go shade smooth. And that's it. So
with PM Designs. In this video I'm going to try and do a very quick tip, no pun intended, on how to do fingernails, or how I do fingernails. So I've already done two. I don't really get anywhere near this hand, but I just thought I'd make a quick video on the fingernails because I think I've got quite a nice way of doing it. So finish this hand, but I just thought I'd make a quick video on the fingernails because I think I've got quite a nice way of doing it. So you just need to have select the faces that you're going to put your fingernails are. You might have 10, you might have 1. I've got 2 here because I'm working with subdivisions for this one. So in such a way that you can extrude directly into the finger. If you haven't got subdivisions on, it's going to be different for you, but it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to change the size. So what I would do without subdivisions is extrude into the finger, size. Down. Back out of the finger, Rotate it slightly so that the bottom of the nail goes into the bed of the finger and the top sort of sticks up on the line. Just because I'm doing this with subdivisions, I'm going to grab the top edge, I'm going to add a crease, which will just make it a bit neater, so that I can adjust that in, bring that in, rotate it up slightly, stick it into the what's it called, cuticle, I don't know, bed of the fingernail, and yeah, like I said, I'm using some extra steps here, but yeah, that's it basically. So just extrude in, size down, extrude out and size up, and you should have
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. John, oh my god.
Put this bottom. There is a black thing which I gave you. Leave it. If I brought these, will you do barbecue wearing your mask?
Okay. Wait.
John, can you please see the example?
Yeah. Oh. Lily, can you thank yourself?
Pardon? What? She must be ordering. What are you ordering? Can you just order the food now?
Oh my god. Oh dear. Have it.
Hit BP, then TP to extrude the bone on these easels. Select the bone and arm inverse kinematics. In this part, we'll learn how to create hand and finger rig in Blender. Let's get started the lecture.
First part for creating a low-poly FPS game with Blender and Unreal Engine, we start with building some low-poly hands. The model can be found on my Gumroad. We also have a camera that we don't need at the moment, so I hide it. And then we go ahead and press Shift and A to add an armature, a simple bone, which will be the root bone. I select the tail in edit mode, press G to move it, and I hold the control key pressed to snap to the grid, and then I move it a bit backwards. I rename the armature to, let's say, LP hands for low poly hands, and the bone I name root. Alright, then I duplicate the bone and move it to the inside of the hand. Press Shift and D to duplicate. Then I move it a bit upwards so that it matches the hand, that it is inside of the hand. Okay, and then you can also enable in front in the viewport display so that you can see the bones through the mesh. This bone I name wrist. I always define a name after adding a bone so that I don't forget it. And then I open the viewport overlays and activate the wireframe. And then the mesh is visible in every mode, which is important for bone placement. I'll come back to this later on. I bring the tail a bit more to the wrist and then we go ahead and extrude a new bone, and I press the Y key to constrain it to the Y axis, and this bone I call hand. Okay, now let's do the finger bones. I press Shift and D to duplicate the hand bone. Then I move it over here. And I press Shift and D to add the name of the bone to index for the index finger. Then I press E to extrude the child bones and also rename them accordingly index 1 and index 2. Okay, now inside. Then I duplicate these bones and move them to the middle finger. I press R to add. This process I repeat now. Proceed to see if the bones are really inside of the mesh. But it's fine and we can continue to the mesh. Move the bones the way. Then drop and follow. Then these are the bones to grade. Now let's do the first. This is the area and test the bones. And this seems to work very well. Here I constrain the rotation when I press R followed by X.
No, it isn't a hand. One, two, three.
when I rotate the thumb, it seems to bend the mesh in a correct way. Of the hand, press F3. Alright, looks pretty good. Now we can unhide the other bones. Again by pressing Alt and H. And now we have to define the hand bone as a parent to the finger bones. So I select these bones here, then the hand bone, press Ctrl and P and choose Keep Offset. Great, and later on, when we move the hand bone, the fingers will follow. Now comes a nice trick for naming. I select all the bones on the right side of the hand, press F3 and search for Auto Name Left Right. What happens then is that I find the armature as the parent of the mesh, so I select the hands first in object mode, then the armature with the shift key pressed, press Ctrl P and I select with automatic weights. This is a simple rigging and Blender tries
motions correctly. We need to fix our index finger. So let's undo. Go back to the matter rig and let's repeat.
Okay, where are
So licking the hand is a bit far. Don't waste much of the time. So once everything is set, just make sure you select the sword, shift select the target, control shift C, copy rotation. Once we do this, we just need to change the target and the owner to local spaces. And the next you need to make sure it also change to add. So for the hand or the character you want to use, you like to
here's we can unhide the other bones again by pressing Alt and H. And now we have
Alright, I'm gonna